Dear students, welcome to our class on JRF, SRF, Net 2022. In today's class, we try to discuss and understand on agricultural education or higher agricultural education evolution in India. The first ever structured attempt to introduce higher agricultural education based on scientific learnings and research came into being in India during 1901 to 1905 with 6 agricultural colleges established in different parts of the country. Then, later in 1929, the Imperial Council of Agriculture Research was established post-independence following the recommendations of the first joint Indo-American team 1955. The establishment of state agriculture universities on land grant pattern of USA took place. At present, India with 74 agricultural universities comprising state agriculture universities, deemed universities, Central Agriculture Universities is one of the largest agricultural research, education and extension system globally. An effective and functional higher agricultural education system is vital for building human capital and trained manpower for foreseeing the emerging problems and provide matching cost-effective solutions. Here, most important point is farmers are cultivating the crops with technologies, particularly after the green revolution was introduced. Okay, farmers needed technologies. That means technology-driven agricultural practices are being followed by the farmers. Therefore, there is a need. In other words, need arised. Okay, for technology oriented agriculture system in India through education, higher agricultural education with the technologies or scientific basis have started, which had initiated the process of establishment of agriculture universities and constituent colleges in India. Now, what are the major milestones in agriculture education? This is very interesting. Comprehensively, I am going to present to you. This information is rarely available in any books. That's why I have taken enough time to compile in a logistic way, in a systematic way. Now, chronological order also I had arranged it. Now, 1948, First University Education Commission of India. First University Education Commission of India to review all higher education in the year 1948. 1955, as I said a half minute back, 1955, report of first Indo-American team proposal to the government of India for establishing land grant style universities. 1958, one of the biggest milestones, deemed university status to IRI, Indian Agriculture Research Institute, which was earlier called as Imperial Agriculture Research Institute. In the year 1958, it was given deemed university status. 1960, in the year 1960, report of second joint Indo-American team on agricultural research, education and extension to frame scientific specific proposals for the third 5-year plan. Now, in the year 1962, report of Cummins Committee to advise the state governments on the legislation for establishment of agriculture universities. This is a wonderful milestone. In the year 1962, report of Cummins Committee to advise the state governments on legislation for establishment of agricultural universities. One of the wonderful steps. Here, in the year 1965, Standing Committee on Agriculture Education replaced the Education Panel. In the year 1974, Norms and Accreditation Committee replaced Standing Committee on Education, and 1996 establishment of Accreditation Board for Higher Agriculture replacing NAC, Norms and Accreditation Committee. These three have taken place. For your academic interest, this bit will come. That's why I am reading once again. In the year 1965, 1965, Standing Committee on Agricultural Education replaced the Education Panel. Again, same 1974, that means almost after 9 years, Norms and Accreditation Committee NAC replaced the Standing Committee on Education, which was established in the year 1965. In the year 1996, that means almost after 12 years, establishment of Accreditation Board for Higher Agriculture Education, replacing the 1974 Norms and Accreditation Committee. So, a question may come in the exams, what followed which committee? That's why I am interested to enlighten you twice. Please remember, this will come as a bit in any form. Now in the year 1966, report of Education Commission for establishment of Agriculture University in each state. Earlier to that, in the year 1965, first Dean's Committee was constituted. That Dean's Committee's responsibilities include what are the programs, academic programs, how many credits for each department, or you can say curricular development, curriculum, co-curriculum, extra-curriculum, what are the patterns, which should be the best for country, which is the best for a specific requirements for a particular state or region. Like that, the Dean's Committees have responsibilities. In the year 1966, report of Education Commission of 1964-66 for establishment of Agriculture University in each state. Now, 1973, what happened? Very great revolution or evolution takes place. Now, second reorganization of ICR took place in the year 1973 with the establishment of Department of Agricultural Research and Education. That's what we call it as the DARE. To provide greater autonomy to ICR and regional committees to take care of regional needs and creation of agricultural research services and agricultural scientist recruitment board. All have happened in the year 1973, 1973. Now, in the year 1974, as I said, Norms and Accreditation Committee replaced the Standing Committee on Education. 1994, Center for Advanced Studies. 1995, Agricultural Human Resource Development AHRD project. It lasted up to 2001. AHRD, Agricultural Higher Research, Agricultural Human Resource Development AHRD project. In the year 1996, establishment of Accreditation Board, as I said earlier twice. Please remember that establishment of Accreditation Board for Higher Agriculture Education, replacing NAC Norms and Accreditation Committee, took place in the year 1996. That means after 12 years of Norms and Accreditation Committee started functioning. Now, in the year 1997, initiation of All India Entrance Examination for admissions. 1998, ICR initiated postgraduate scholarship. That's what we call it as PGS, postgraduate scholarships. In the year 1999, ICR initiated National Talent Scholarships, NTS we call it as in the short term. Niche Area of Excellence started in the year 2006. In the year 2015, Student Ready program was launched. In the year 2016, postdoctoral fellowship was initiated, declaring the UG degrees in agriculture and allied subjects as professional degree courses. This bit will come. Please remember, declaring the UG degrees in agriculture and allied subjects as professional degrees, professional degree courses was done in the year 2016. 2016. In the year 2017, initiation of ranking of agriculture universities, National Agricultural Higher Education Project implemented. That's what we call it as NAHEA. Okay, 2021 implementation strategies of National Education Policy 2020, NEP, National Education Policy 2020 in agriculture universities by ICR in the year 2021. Again, for your academic interest, this bit is likely to come this year. 2021, the milestone in higher agriculture education in India is implementation strategies of National Education Policy NEP 2020 in agriculture universities by ICR, Indian Council of Agricultural Research. Now, evolution of higher agriculture education in India, if you just see, harbinger of green revolution. What is harbinger of green revolution? G.B. Pant University of Agricultural Sciences and Technology. Dr. Norman Borlaug had quoted G.B. Pant University of Agriculture and Technology as a harbinger of green revolution to that level, because approximately 16,000 acres the seed production was done for wheat crop by G.B. Pant University of Agricultural Science and Technology. So that's why harbinger of green revolution, Norman Borlaug used to call it. This bit is likely to come. Please remember, IARI, originally Imperial Agriculture Research Institute, originally Imperial, not Indian. It had become Indian after the independence. So IARI originally established in 1905 at Posa, Bihar, with the financial assistance of an American philanthropist, Mr. Henry Phipps. The Indian Agriculture Research Institute started. Once IARI started, it gained the status of deemed university later, slowly. So it is started functioning from New Delhi since 1936 after its relocation following a major earthquake which damaged the institute's building at Posa, Bihar. Now, see the establishment of state agriculture universities that started in 1960 with G.B. Pant University of Agricultural Sciences and Technology being the first in the country to pick it up gradually, and by 2017 soared up to 74. At present we have 74 agricultural universities, whether it is state agriculture universities, deemed universities of central government, or central agriculture universities, CAUs, we call it as whatever it may be. At present there are 74 agriculture universities in India. Today, 74. That is the latest information. Student Ready Program, Rural Entrepreneurship Awareness Development Program, Rural Entrepreneurship Awareness Development Program, Student Ready was started later, and at present there are 379 constituent colleges in 74 agriculture universities. In 74 agriculture universities, 379 constituent agriculture colleges. Agriculture means agriculture, fisheries, animal husbandry, like that, poultry, fisheries and everything, etc., etc., etc. Now, the new National Education Project, NEP, New Education Project, National Education Project 2003. What is the role of Indian Council of Agriculture Research in NEP is very, very interesting. The ICR is bestowed with the responsibility of implementing the National Education Policy 2020 in all the state agriculture universities. This question may come in net. Okay, please listen very carefully. I have collected the latest information on NEP, National Education Policy 2020, with reference to agriculture universities. Very simply, I am trying to present to you. You see, the National Education Policy 2020 has now proposed several changes in the education system of India, including higher agriculture education. NEP, National Education Policy, had taken the responsibility of giving recommendations for higher agriculture education in India as well. So, the ICR in September 2020, constituted a national level committee to develop a roadmap. The committee suggested implementation strategy for NEP 2020 in agriculture education system, which inter alia included the constitution of 6th Dean's Committee. Now, in the year 2021, the terms of reference of 6th Dean's Committee includes, among others, the recommendations for restructuring the ongoing UG program in agriculture university system to accommodate 1-year certificate and 2-year diploma provisions of National Education Policy of 2020. So that means in higher agriculture education, there will be a certificate program for first year, there will be a diploma program after completion of 2 years. So like that, all these changes will be considered by 6th Dean's Committee. The ICR has been given the responsibility of professional standard setting body for agriculture education under National Education Policy 2020. The last bit for today's class is that the new education policy, National Education Policy 2020 of India, was rolled out on 29th July 2021. So this is what I would like to share with you in today's class. We continue our discussions in the next class. Thanking you very much for your very patient hearing.